ChatGPT said, Canine German Shepherds discovered a forest ranger chained to a tree. What they did next will break your heart. The forest lay in an eerie silence. No birds chirping, no rustling leaves, just a faint, distant whimper echoing through the trees. Then suddenly a sharp bark tore through the stillness. Two canine German shepherds, Rex and Luna, darted through the thick underbrush, their trained ears locking onto the faint sound of labored breathing. When they burst into a small clearing, they stopped cold. There, chained to a massive oak, was Forest Ranger Daniel Carter, bruised, battered, and barely conscious. His bloodshot eyes lifted weakly, meeting theirs, and he whispered, "Help me." But how had Daniel ended up in this nightmare? Who would chain a ranger to a tree in his own forest? And could his two loyal canines save him before it was too late? Daniel Carter had spent years safeguarding these woods. A former soldier turned ranger, he had raised Rex and Luna from pups, training them for search and rescue missions. The trio was inseparable, tracking lost hikers, patrolling trails, and even exposing illegal poaching rings. But such work had earned Daniel powerful enemies. Now, as his vision dimmed from dehydration, realization struck. This was payback. Just the night before, Daniel had stumbled upon a group of loggers cutting down ancient redwoods illegally. He'd called for backup, but before it arrived, they ambushed him. A brutal strike to the head knocked him out. When he came to, he was here, bound to a tree miles from the nearest ranger post, weaponless and fading fast. His only hope now was Rex and Luna, left behind at the station. The dogs circled him, sniffing the chains, their instincts flaring. Rex, the stronger and more dominant, began gnawing fiercely at the metal links, his teeth scraping against the rusted iron. Luna, agile and quick-thinking, dashed into the woods searching for help. A rock, a branch, anything. Then, faint voices echoed through the forest. Daniel's captors were returning. "We can't leave him alive," one muttered as Rex's teeth began to bleed from the effort. Luna reappeared, dragging something in her jaws. Daniel's broken radio. It was damaged, but maybe, just maybe. With trembling hands, Daniel fumbled at the controls. A static crackle, then a faint voice. "Dispatch, come in." Hope surged in his chest until the sound of boots crunching on dry leaves froze them all. The loggers were back. A gunshot split the air. Luna yelped, collapsing mid-step. Rex snarled and lunged at an attacker, but another shot brought him down. Rage surged through Daniel. His family, his dogs, were being hurt, and he was helpless. Then, faintly at first, came the wail of sirens growing nearer. The loggers hesitated. In that instant, Rex, bloodied but relentless, launched himself at their leader, knocking him to the ground. Luna, wounded yet determined, crawled toward Daniel, pushing the radio closer. With one final desperate move, Daniel grabbed a jagged rock and slammed it against the chain. Once, twice, until it snapped. Moments later, backup rangers stormed the clearing, taking down the loggers. Paramedics rushed to Daniel, but he refused help until Rex and Luna were safely on the vet truck. Weeks later, Daniel returned to that same tree, this time kneeling beside his two heroes. Luna's leg was healing. Rex's fur had grown back over his scars. He buried his face in their fur, whispering, "You saved me." And in that quiet forest, there was no silence anymore, only the sound of loyalty, courage, and the unbreakable bond between a man and his dogs. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.